very warm welcome to the Jalan Besar Stadium, where it is, of course, the SPL. We've got quite an intriguing encounter tonight. The bottom two sides go head-to-head as the Young Lions, looking for their first points of the season, go up against Tanjong Pagar United, who are 3 points better off than their rivals tonight. It's been an intriguing and interesting match week 7. BG Tampines Rovers winning 3-1 against Jalan. The Lion City Sailors going a goal down against Tanjong, but then coming back quite emphatically. Mark Ramselaar, the absolute star in that 5-1 win. Palestine lost 4-0 to Albirex Niigata. And here we are now at the Jalan Besar Stadium as the Young Lions will look for their first points of the season. Lion City Sailors then 7 from 7. Who can stop them? Will they be invincible? That's the question. BG Tampines Rovers win keeps them in touching distance, but tonight we're focused on 7th and 8th position. It was Tanjong Pagar that finished bottom last season. The Young Lions just above them. Roles are reversed and Tanjong Pagar will look to close that gap and go above Jalan United with all 3 points tonight. They are going to be very, very up for this game, both coaches, Firdaus Qasim and Noor Alam Shah. And as always, we caught up with them ahead of this game to see what their thoughts were about each other's appearances.
Hi, Coach. You've had a tough run of results so far. How have you managed the team's physical and mental recovery?
Yeah, we had enough recovery time, so I think physically we are good. In terms of the mental part, I think we are refocusing on the small wins that we can achieve. That's more manageable for the team, for a very young team like this. So yeah, hopefully all these small wins can form a bigger picture.
What tactical adjustments have you been working on to ensure a strong performance against Tanjong Pagar today?
Not a lot of change, I think, with the players that we have. It's more about trying to make sure that everybody is aligned, because there has been a number of changes in the squad as well. So I think that's the most important, and hopefully we can go out there and try to really, like I said, get a lot of small wins, and maybe the bigger picture is to get the results here.
Please walk us through your starting 11. Any notable changes or players returning from injury or rotation?
No. I think we are quite limited at this point of time. We're just making only one change. Lucas Jolson's coming in for Enrico. But other than that, it's the same team as the last game.
Hi, Coach. Even though the result didn't go your way against Albirex last week, there were plenty of positives. How important is it to take that momentum into tonight?
It's very important for the lads to understand the playing style and the principles that we have been training for. It's been 4 weeks since the last week of December, and I think they already understand the whole lot, and it's just improving it in this game.
The last time you played against the Young Lions, you won 5-1. Is there anything you'll be doing differently, or will the approach be similar?
It's definitely going to be different. It was a magical night for yourself, and of course, yourself will not be around this time around. And again, it's going to be a more collective team effort from today onwards, and hopefully we can put everything what we train into the match today.
How crucial is getting a positive result here in the context of the season?
I think it's very, very important, and we understand that Young Lions and Firdaus is waiting for the first win, and we need to be wary of that, and instead of being complacent, we have to be always on our toes. We don't want this to be one of those nights that we will suffer a defeat from a wounded team. Yeah, so we have mentioned this throughout the whole week all the time, and yeah, let's understand this, and we are really, really ready to go and get the positive result from this.
Looking then for a positive result is Noor Alam Shah. Firdaus Qasim knows how important this game is as well. Someone who's been rocking and bopping next to me, the music's been fantastic here tonight, hasn't it? Is Adam Swandi. Adam, great to be back in your presence and in your company. They may be at the bottom, but it's still a huge game for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. I think both of them, they're looking to climb up the stairs, and for Young Lions, it's probably their first ever point if they can get even a draw. So I think definitely the pressure is on Tanjong Pagar to maintain their lead ahead of the Young Lions in the league standings, and I think both teams, they are going for all 3 points tonight, and I don't think they are going to hold back with any of their advances forward.
What do they have to do to win a game, the Young Lions?
Well, I think first of all you have to be tight at the back. You can't concede. You can't concede any goals per se, but definitely you need to score more goals than you concede, as simple as that. But I think they need to tighten up things at the back. Defensively, they have to be stronger, and they have to be more disciplined.
Well, you've mentioned that, 2 clean sheets last year, but only 2 clean sheets in 123 games up until this season. So you can add another 6 on that, 129 games, only 2 clean sheets. The last time they kept a clean sheet was back on the 18th of September 2019, previous to last season. That is how long ago it was that they managed to keep the opponents at bay. High fives all round. Tanjong Pagar will not want to finish bottom of the table this year. With Eza Jari, they did bring someone in who could score the goals, and he will be missed. 5 goals he's managed to bag so far this season. He will be on the bench, but not being used because he will be transferring to East Bengal over in India shortly. Mohamed Taufik Danat will be in charge of this one. Shakari Bahari was in charge of the game a couple of nights ago, the one that the Lions City Sailors managed to win 5-1. And Fahad Mohammed will be in charge in the VAR room. There's his big red button ready to press as and when needed. So the starting lineups look like this. Just the one change then made by Firdaus Qasim. Jolson is the man that goes out, comes in, sorry, I should say, into that defence, and it's Woolrath that does miss out. Pretty much the same formation, and again, where are the goals going to come from?
Well, I think definitely the goals are going to come from Sergio Mendoka or Abner Vinicius.
Only have 2 goals each so far this season. Of course, in goal is Iswan Mahbud. He had his red card rescinded and overturned after the committee met to discuss that decision. Firdaus Qasim then will have a few issues and a few problems and worries. One of the greatest strikers in Singapore football is in charge of this team, though. Nur Alam Shah makes 2 changes today. One of them we've just mentioned. Ezejari will start on the bench. Nishikawa will come in to replace him, and that is because Ezejari is moving overseas. Emre Kong misses out for Faisal Roslan at the back. It's a 3-4-3, but it could be a false 9 with Bruno Debal, Emilio Estevez and Nishikawa all rotating in that front line.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is exactly true, and it's a bit of a surprise for everyone tonight. With them losing Eza Jari, it's some sort of a rotation now with the attacking players, and it's really interesting for me to see players like Estevez, because I think he's technically sound, and we've seen him a couple of times bring some surprises. So I hope he's gonna add some more power into the attacking side of Tanjong Pagar.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Ezejari, the 5 goals that he has is big. Bruno Debal has scored 3, and the only other goal scorer they've had this season, I think he isn't even on the bench as well. So they are and could be struggling when it comes to trying to score those goals. How they could do with wearing Nur Alam Shah's boots just for tonight's game. They've conceded 18, but it's not as many as the Young Lions, who have conceded 24 goals already this season, only 5 goals. Lucas Aguero has one of those, and he's left the club already. Mendonca has 2, Vinicius has 2, and that seems to be their real Achilles heel at the moment, scoring goals. Harry Spence, the only player to start all 7 games now for the Young Lions. As for Tanjong Pagar, Rehan makes his 7th appearance, as does Zaiful Nizam, the veteran goalkeeper. Ezejari was the only player that had played all the games, or started all the games going into tonight. Sergio Mendonca, big shoes to fill then for the 21-year-old, 6'3" Brazilian. Signed from Marisa over in Brazil's Serie D. They do have a lot of state leagues over there as well. The countdown's on. Kick-off almost here. Who's going to win this one, Adam?
Oh, I don't know. I hope it's just going to be an entertaining game with both sides trying to be off the bottom of the table.
Nothing like sitting on the fence. Well, it is the Young Lions that get us underway. Iswan Mahbud gets the ball at his feet and just launches that one long. Looks as though it's going to be easily dealt with by Lee Woo Chan playing a little bit more centrally today, and it's Aaron Evans that's more in that right-hand side. And Joao putting that challenge in. Lovely little layoff there from Bruno. Chance here to deliver for Nishikawa, who's peeled to that left-hand side. Delivers. Decent ball as well. Good defending, though, from the skipper. Amir Shafi's coming back in there to win that header. But it's a nice high press there from Tanjong Pagar. They win it back high up the field of play. Shuttle helped it up the line, intercepted though, and picked off by Hadith. Good twist and turn there from Vinicius. Driving at the heart of the defence here. Fires it out wide. Amir whips it in and just headed away from Aaron Evans. That's a nice ball. Fed out to this near side, but it just fizzed in at Harry Spence and couldn't bring that one under control.
You can see here the starting minutes how lively is Abner Vinicius for the Young Lions team. He's going down to the defensive third, getting the ball up, and he's trying to drive forward as much as he can so that he brings the whole team forward, and I think that's a positive start for the Young Lions.
Just losing out with the challenge there was Mendonca. Little tug on the shirt though. Referee spotting that one straight away. Jolson in the starting lineup tonight. Well, no nonsense defending. Sometimes that's the best way. Kieran Teo it was that just cleared that one. Little bit stop-start here in the opening couple of minutes. Harry Spence, who's on loan from the Lion City Sailors, was a former youth player at Hull City and at Leeds United. Ball just launched forwards. It's not a bad ball either from Faisal Roslan. Emilio Estevez loses out. Big strong challenge coming in again from Kieran Toe. Didn't shirk his responsibilities there, did he? Good sliding challenge and a clean one. Here's Vinicius again, getting on the ball, twisting and turning, but it's picked off by Bruno Debal. Another little nudge in the back. Game of free kicks at the moment. Aaron Evans. Estevez trying to help that one round the corner, but only finding touch, so it'll be a throw-in for the Young Lions. Faisal has time and space. Just keeping the ball low at the moment. Lee Woo Chan. That's a fantastic ball threaded through. Zanivio picks it up, delivers. It's half decent ball. Kieran Teo clears his lines though. Just hacked away. But again, the three at the back. Faisal mopping things up. Easily dealt with by Andrew out. Took him back in as a good wing back should do. Just can't seem to get out at the moment, the young Lions. It's Mendonca who's having to come very, very deep to try and get on the ball and get involved as well.
It's great to see Tanjong Pagar actually starting the game really high. They're trying to press the ball really high as well so that they can recuperate the ball as soon as possible whenever they lose the ball, and it's been turning out well for them. They've been getting more of the possession so far, I think.
That's exactly what they did there. Zanivio went and attacked the ball. They did win it back. The ball wrestled to the ground. Kieran Teo just got a little telling off from the referee. No more of that, but there's a chance here because it's a dangerous position. Arms all over and basically hugging Bruno Debal. Obviously fancies this, the 31-year-old that was signed from Semen Padang over in Indonesia. He spent a lot of his time in Asia, playing in UAE, Malaysia, Iraq, the Philippines, Thailand, and Indonesia as well. Mr. Bal went for the corner. Nice height though for Iswan Mabud, but you could see exactly what Brunei Debal was trying to do there.
You can see the intensity Tanjong Pagar is trying to bring to this game. They're trying to press the ball right from the start, and I think it's really great to see a team who's actually at the bottom of the league as well, together with Young Lions, to actually come out to this game and try to be the main team for the game.
Again, just almost trying to overplay at the back, the Young Lions, and getting caught. Get your thoughts on that in a little while about tiki-taka football, and you're losing possession. What's the point? You might as well lose possession higher up the field of play away from your goal. Hasn't come back to haunt them at the moment yet in this game, as Saiful Nizam, the 38-year-old veteran, launches that one clear. The man who was known as Mr. Balestier for many, many years. Taken there by Darren Stewart, former coach that used to coach here. Just a little bit too physical there, the Korean, Lee Woo-chan. It's been a little bit bitty this game so far, with all the stop-starts and the silly little niggly fouls. Joao plays that one forward, one kept by Harith Dinesh. Little flick on, easily picked up by Lee Woo-chan. Nice skill, very well done by Fatullah. Fatullah's got time and space here. Finds Debal, who's dropped that little bit deeper. Zanivio. Debal gets there. That's a lovely reverse ball back inside. Just overcooked into that far post area. Sharrell in a very advanced position. Clever. Tried to win the corner, but Andrew Howe reacted quickly enough.
Definitely, I think the Young Lions, they are not settled down at this point after even 10 minutes of the game. Tanjong Pagar has been putting on the pressure, and I think the Young Lions players, they're definitely feeling the pressure, and I think it's a bit difficult for them to get a decent spell of possession so far.
There's that ball that was played over the top, just a little bit too heavy in. A little clever back heel to win the throw. Aaron Evans launches this one in. Comfortably and easily headed away though. Can be as good as a corner. These long throws. Nothing wrong with that if you set them up in training and you work on them.
I think long throws are definitely a thing now. It's proven to be really effective, especially if you have big strikers up front. You put in your big tall centre forwards back to the front, and definitely it's an easy way to actually get the goals in.
And it's not a new tactic, let me tell you. We used to do that back in the 90s at Preston North End. Used to have to launch the ball into that area. We had a coach that used to work off stats, and if you got the ball into certain areas, you were going to score a percentage of goals, and they ended up being successful and getting promoted from the 3rd division to the 2nd division in England. John Beck, look him up later, Adam. I don't think you were his type of player. You were far too skillful for that. Lovely piece of skill there from Mendonca. Mendonca keeping possession. Andrew Howe being forced all the way back. And again, this high press from Tanjong Pagar is very, very good. However, they do manage to play out of it. Lutharith. Here is Vinicius. Wants options, but no one's moving. Harry Spence creates the yard, delivers to the far post. A great ball. That was important from Zanivio. Did just enough there to put Andy Refke off. Just the faintest of touches. And that was enough. That was their best attack so far of the game. The Young Lions, just 12 minutes in. So still 0-0. Little lack of movement, really. Wu Chan then elects to go really, really long. Collision and coming together more than anything. Emilio Estevez just clattering into the defenders. A man that was born in Canada that represents Chinese Taipei. Played the man first instead of the ball, which was why the whistle from the ref went. This was a few moments ago. Great ball in from Spence.
I think great work by him down the right flank and to clip it to the far post, but I think Zanivio did just enough to actually put Andy Refke away, and it was probably the best chance Young Lions have had so far.
Sometimes just jumping, you'll know this, having just recently come out the game. If somebody jumps just in front of you, it can put you off because you think they're going to nick it. Zanivio closing down Vinicius though with time and space. Spence just couldn't take that in his path. Picks up the second ball though. Rolled back inside. Long range effort, and it was a dippy one. Not a bad chance there from Andy Refke. Zaiful Nizam very mindful there and made sure he got his body right behind the ball.
I think great effort by Andy Refke, who actually saw the opportunity right there, because they haven't had any shot on target, so I think it's definitely worth a go in the early minutes of the game.
Andy Refke, one of 3 17-year-olds playing in this team. People do have a go and knock the results for the Young Lions, but if you're giving the youngsters like this the opportunity to grow and learn at that young age, it can only help their footballing prowess. Faisal, a bit of time for Sharrell out wide. Lovely ball back inside as well. Fatullah. That's the second time he's found himself in a good position. Oh, Debal, brilliant turn from him. The referee pulls it back. Tried to see if there was an advantage to be played, but there wasn't. Nishikawa was trying to make inroads, but what a wonderful turn from Bruno Debal. Was there enough contact there? That's the question. Looked as though he was on his way down.
I think he was expecting the contact to come in, the challenge to come in, and I think he made the best out of it as well. Probably there was a touch, but definitely he wanted to get a spot kick from that position, because that's where he actually likes to take his spot kicks.
But once you do raise your arm, you do make the decision a lot easier for the referee. The arm was slightly raised and just going towards Debal as he made that move. That's quite a big wall. Got a lot of goal to aim at here. Didn't have the pace the last time, Bruno Debal. Will he here? Debal straight into the wall. Ricochets out, and that will be a corner. So that's the second free kick he's had, and you can see there he's a little bit disappointed with himself.
I think the second free kick was the easier one to get on target, definitely. But I think it's since it's a bit nearer, it's a bit harder to get it over the wall and coming back down into the goal.
Better angle for a right footer as well to be able to bend that one in. Corner has gone deep and far, and it needed to be flapped away there from Iswan Mahmoud. Knew exactly what he was doing there, but wasn't sure if someone was coming to attack him. The man who's on loan and just come on loan the last couple of weeks from the Lion City Sailors. Of course, not getting a game there. Susak has taken the #1 jersey over at LCS, so Iswan Mahmoud is, well, Singapore's #1 really, needs to be playing games. Another corner, pressure mounting again for the Young Lions. Drilled in, nicely drilled in as well. Aaron Evans just couldn't get up, and a little nudge in the back from him. And that concedes possession and concedes a free kick. Young Lions getting on with the things quickly. Out, coming very, very deep. Plays that one forwards. Dinesh back inside. Vitalith over the top. Little duck underneath. Easy for the keeper in the end. Trying to work that channel, Tanjong Pagar United, but the upper body strength there from Lutharit, just enough to see that one go behind for a goal kick.
I personally think Tanjong Pagar has a lot of room to play, especially in the midfield third, where they can actually try to spring some passes and try to move the defense around, rather than just popping in long balls behind the defenders and hoping for the strikers to get the ball on the receiving end.
This is what I'm on about now, Adam. Look, you can see how deep the Young Lions are, and they've got very few options further forwards. And rather than play out from the back, why not try and fight and battle for the ball up there? That's exactly what they did on that occasion. But the ball's 50 yards away from your goal, as opposed to ticky-tack in and around your box, where they have been losing the ball in that first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think, Paul, I think you definitely have something against tiki-taka football, but I think in that situation, definitely the choice to actually go longer and go further is definitely the better choice, because you tend to make more mistakes when you rack up more passes at the back. And if you put one ball up front, and it solves a lot of problems, and your whole team can come up forward. And definitely, even if you lose the ball, you can press up high and then try to recuperate the ball as soon as possible as well.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for both. There is. I'm not adverse to tiki-taka football at times, but there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
You've also got to have the personnel to be able to do it. Of course, the game totally evolving.
I think definitely that's where Iswan, as a senior player, more experienced player, comes in. You know, him making the decision on the ball whether to play it short or to play it long. He will definitely know how to see when is the right time for each. So that's definitely one of the ways where he can definitely help this Young Lions side, especially with his inclusion.
Absolutely spot on. Very, very good point, Adam. Someone has to make that decision, and as the veteran at the back there, it should be down to him. Zanivio wanted the give and go, however, Emilio Estevez turns and keeps it simple. Faisal fires that one into Estevez and couldn't bring it down. It was up round by his neck, that's why. And again, this is why they're just getting caught. And the long ball forwards just relieves that little bit of pressure and allows the young Lions to step forwards. And now Mendonca fires it out wide. Vinicius closed down very, very quickly. Zanivio not giving him time on the ball at all. Here he is again, driving at the heart of that defence. Everybody backing off him. Time and space from Harith, who plays it wide. Spence keeps it simple. Safi's doing exactly the same. Nice ball from Iswan Mahbud, nicely measured. Vinicius to Amir. Amir just looking to try and find his striker, Sergio Mendonca. I'll tell you why it is, you know, the tiki-taka stuff. It's because of stats. Everybody looks at the stats now. How many passes you make, how many times you keep possession.
Yeah, I think if you compare and if you look at how games are being played with stats, it's going to be a totally different game, you know. If you look at how many possession you've had and then the chances of you winning the game will be high, then sometimes you don't really watch the game. Because some teams, they want to have lesser possession because they are on a counter-attacking tactical play. So that's where, in the end, what matters is scoring goals and it's not the number of passes. So that's where a balance has to be struck on, especially for the coaches.
You're spot on. That's why I don't mind Amir trying to find Mendonca on that occasion. It's a forward pass. They're going to have to defend here, though. That's another trip. That's going to be a free kick. Zanivio showing his pace there. Andrew out. Frustrated. Contact was made, and again Debal's going to have another opportunity from about 25 yards out to hit the target. Starred for Timor-Leste in the SEA Games, didn't he? Was their main go-to guy. So the first yellow card of the game goes to Andrew Al. And is it going to be third time lucky? I really don't think that Debal will let anybody else hit this one. Went to Iswan Mahbud's left-hand side when he had his free kick from there about 10 minutes ago. Will he try and do exactly the same here, or will he try and go back across Iswan Mahbud? Bruno. Well, still tried to go around that same side of the wall. Not good enough, not enough power, pace, or accuracy on that occasion. And lack of communication there defensively from the young Lions. Shota Nishikawa just couldn't make anything happen. Long ball launched forwards. Again, Lee Wu-chan with the header. Nice ball threaded through. Chance here. Mendonca rounds the keeper. Goal number 1 for the Young Lions. Excellent play and a lovely threaded ball through to allow Sergio Mendonca to get his 3rd of the season. He took it exceptionally well, but the Young Lions take the lead.
Oh, I think it was a brilliant ball by Andy Rifki to spot the run of Mendonca up there, and the composure that Mendonca has right in front of goal, having a 1v1 situation against Zaiful Nizam is magnificent. You know, he just puts the ball to the other side to wrong foot Zaiful, and into the empty net he goes.
Wonderful piece of skill to outfox Zaiful Nizam in goal. What a lovely finish. The first real goal-scoring opportunity of this game, and it's hit the back of the net. Nicely played. Tanjong Pagar opting to kick that one out of play, deep and down into the final third of the Young Lions. It's a tactic we're seeing a lot of now, where sides are happy to let the others have the ball so that they can press higher up the pitch. Mendonca loses out. That big switch is a poor ball. It's going to allow Andy Rifki to get there. And he's done really well. And checks back inside. Nice piece of skill from him.
Oh, I think definitely the lead from Young Lions is going to give them the composure. It's going to give them the confidence to actually play the ball now, because they've been on the backhand of the possession and the whole game, to be honest. But now I think with that goal lead, they will definitely be more confident to hold the ball and try to play out their game tactics.
And he's just looking for that one. Lee Chan-woo just a little bit too physical in the challenge. I don't think there was really that sort of contact in it. Both are going to have a little talking to by the looks of it. He's back to his feet pretty quickly. So I said, looking for that one. Using football intelligence, as it's known, you know that the contact's coming.
Yeah, I think most of the time as players, you know that something's about to come in, a challenge is about to come in. So especially when in the moments where you know you're about to lose the ball, you're just waiting for that challenge to come in and then make the most out of it. And hopefully the referee's going to be on your side.
That's how the game has changed over the years. Hooked away. Estevez just clearing his line, so Tanjong Pagar can reset themselves. Amir fires that one wide, looking for Spence. Turns his man. Just couldn't keep it in play, though. So he just wanted it at a slightly different angle. Big chest there from Andrew Oates, nearly choked him. He seems to be all right now, though. Tanjong Pagar win it back, but dispossessed as well. Mendonca putting the challenge in. Vinicius finally wins the free kick. And again, Lee Chan-woo is the guilty party. Well, there's a couple of tugs there. Not too much, though. No, Vinicius wins the free kick, so good opportunity to deliver some quality in towards the box here. They are holding a high line here, Tanjong Pagar. Left footed from Spence, flicked on. Cleared, but only as far as Abner Vinicius. Skips past one. Tries his luck. The ricochet falls to Mendonca. Great save. Zaiful Nizam turning back the clock there. That is a stunning stop from the 38-year-old.
What a big save by Zaiful. It actually caught me by surprise as well, because I thought definitely Mendonca, with the confidence that he's having scored the first goal, he's definitely going to put it into the net. But I think Zaiful just put it out from his back pockets to actually spring out a save there. I think that will definitely change the course of this game a little bit. And I hope Tanjong Pagar is definitely going to use this momentum to actually come back with the equalizer now.
Well, you know what they say, if you don't take your chances when they come along, it can come back to haunt you. Great stop, though, from the veteran in goal. It's a poor pass played forwards, though, from Faisal Roslan. Zaiful Nizam looks as though he might be struggling a little bit. He has gone to ground. Do have Matthew Silver on the bench. That's not good. Making saves like that, though, when you're 38 years old, aren't the same as making saves like that when you're 24 years old. There's a man that can be very, very happy at the moment, Firdaus Qasim. It's a chance for the players to go and get on what they're calling the water breaks. We will be having those in the World Cup as well. Yeah, thumbs up, he'll be fine. He's a big, strong lad. I can remember him playing in goal when he was at Gombak. That's a very good few years ago. In fact, that was nearly before you were born. Had a couple of seasons at Hougang after Balestier. Here's that chance again. Doesn't catch it right, does he? He's hit it into the ground. I think he wanted to try and catch it sweetly.
Yes, but I think definitely for Mendonca it's going to be easier to put it in the goal than to have Zaiful having saved that goal, because it's really difficult for him in a position of 1v1, not being able to close his angles especially. But yeah, I think he managed to actually come up with an excellent save, and definitely it's going to help boost Tanjong Pagar for now.
Should have watched Bart Ramsalar the other night, where he absolutely drilled two in from about that distance. It's just a good job there was a net there.
We'd love to see the power statistics of how much power was back behind that shot.
Well, the second one was more powerful than the first one. Well, there's a little bit of a coming together with Harith and Dabal. Seems to be all sorted out now. That's a foul. Ishikawa did well there just to roll, and he's got to be careful here. Andrao's already on a yellow card, and it's all these little constant niggly fouls. It's clumsy more than anything.
He's a bit too eager to come into the challenges, trying to show that he's able to put in the challenge, and I think he would have seen Shodai trying to turn around to leave the ball rolling, but I think he just wanted to show his presence and put in that challenge.
It's a real chance then, depending on the quality. Again, there's a little bit of pushing and shoving going on in the box, as you would expect. Estevez it will be who will deliver this. Fires it goal bound. He went for goal. The touch came from Iswan Mahbud. Couldn't take the chance. It's going to be a corner.
I think that was a decent chance to, and especially a decent free kick to have been taken by Estevez, because the first three free kicks from Bruno hasn't been overwhelming at all.
Corner fired in. I'm not sure what that was from Faisal Roslan, a header or a volley, but as it is, Vinicius plays this through. Zaiful Nizam read it extremely well, and he had to, because Sergio Mendonca was closing down quickly. Oh, that was a naughty challenge. It's a yellow card straight away. Ryan Ryman goes into the book. Both of them with their feet high. Very, very silly and very clumsy. Hey, Danish, she's only 17 years old as well. Here it is. Zanivio trying to play it in, and oh dear. Those are awkward. Both players committed trying to go for the ball, but you do have to say that Ryan's feet were a little bit too high. I wonder what's going through his mind. There's going to be an on-field review here. They may have a look at this. In fact, they are going to have a look at this. They may think that this is dangerous play, and if it is, the yellow could be rescinded and it could be a straight red.
I think the challenge came in a little bit naughty, and a little bit naughtier than we all expected.
Yeah, he's late and he's over the top, and he has caught him right just on the top of the sock line, really. That could be a red card. Doesn't look as bad from that angle, but you can see there clearly he was off the ground as well, but he was lunging to try and get the ball, whereas Ryan, whilst he was trying to go for the ball, he was just too quick. Harris was just too quick to get there and move it. That's why he got caught. So it's going to be interesting to see which way they go with this one. He didn't push his leg all the way through there, to be fair, on the follow-through. He did try and hold his leg back. Just give him benefit of the doubt as ex-players. You can see, you know what, if you go through someone, you can leave your foot right in there. And he didn't do that.
I think he didn't, definitely Raihan Rahman didn't have the intention to hurt Harith Danish, but I think because of the momentum and the fact that both players are coming into each other directly opposite each other, so I think the impact was there.
That's the problem. It's the angle of the ball and the angle of the runs of the players as well. Well, he's having a good long look and a good chat about this one. Is Taufik Tahana.
And you know, sometimes as players, if you're a little bit too locked into the challenge, you can't pull out at the last minute. You just have to go through with it.
Do you know what you have to do as well? You have to gauge the reaction of the other players. Now, if he'd have gone to do him, that's what they say in football, you go to do someone, the other players would have been up in arms, and they know straight away. Here, they just play on, and they seem to get on with it straight away. Yes, it was naughty. Yes, it was late. He has just caught him. But I think what you said there about the malice not being there, I think that's absolutely correct. But again, it looks obviously a lot worse than it is, because Harry's back on his feet now. Seems to be okay.
And also when you look at the slow motion replay, it's definitely going to be worse than it actually is as well.
Yeah, it is. Again, did his left foot go from under him? Where do you go here as an official? The benefit of the doubt, does it go with the man that's going in for the challenge or the man that got to the ball first? There are so many different things now and permutations of how the officials officiate in games. And again, they've got to get their decisions right as well. So let's see what the decision is. He's calling him over. If he's calling him over, that's not going to be a good thing, surely.
Oh, yellow card stands.
Do you know what? That is the right decision.
I agree with you, because I think at this moment, that was the perfect one, especially if we consider the games without having VAR.
Yeah.
It's going to be down for booking only as well. So I think this is definitely the right decision, and kudos to Taufik for a great decision for the game as well.
Yeah, taking his time, which is what is important. That's why VAR is there, is to help aid with decisions. And the referee felt, that was a yellow card. So erred on the caution of, or erred on the side of caution, where more of a slip and going in, and then, but not following right through. And I think that's what saved him being red carded there. Well, the challenge is still coming in thick and fast as that one's launched forward. Andrew Howe, and again now Andrew Howe could be in trouble here. Did he have a tug? Did he have a pull? Because if he did, and that gets reviewed, there could be big trouble. He's just shrugging his shoulders, saying basically it was a coming together. I don't think Andrew Howe is going to be allowed to get away with too many more silly little fouls as well. Persistent infringement of the rules of the game is the actual yellow card that you can receive. They are checking it, look. They are having a look. If he has pulled him back or tugged at him, we've seen yellow cards given for that. He is on a yellow card already, Andrew Howe. I think just get on with the game. Again, you look at the players' reactions. That tells you a lot. It tells you a big story.
Definitely, I think that's why the referees need to understand the game as well, because they need to judge the game by the emotions of the players as well.
Decent ball fired in. It's gone all the way deep though. Dabal is going to be there. Dabal fires one in. Estevez picking up the loose ball. Helps it back round the corner. Estevez checks back onto the right foot, then back to the left, creates the yard, delivers, wins the corner. Good closing down though from Ruth Harith. Another corner, a fourth corner then for Tanjong Pagar throughout this game. And again, a lot of needless nonsense going on in and around the box. Ruth Harith being told off here. Fatullah's just walked away. Just been told to calm down. That's the pressure that these young Lions are under because they haven't won so far this season. Desperate to kickstart their points tally. Couldn't get the ball back across. Aaron Evans. Goal kick. Well, if Azajari wants to know anything about India, you can speak to Aaron Evans, who played for North East United over in the Indian Super League. Went down to the Maldives after that and played for Mazaya, where he signed for Tanjong Pagar from. Zanivio wins the header. Pushed forward by Kieran Teo. Faisal winning it back. It's a little bit scrappy and head tennis at the moment. Now the young Lions will get it back down on the deck and start to pass it around. Iswan Mahbud. Andrew Howe up the line. Little flick back inside by Andy Revke, and that was a lovely ball played to him. Vinicius does well to keep it in. Abner Vinicius doing well to win the throw. With that, we're almost at half-time. Can expect a good few minutes of time added on at the end of the first 45. This one, Mahbud, electing to go long, route one. Aaron Evans doesn't deal with it. In the end, Lee Chiam Woo had to. Just lost that little spark, hasn't it, the game? I think half-time coming at the right time for both sides. Young Lions to go and regroup themselves. Tanjong Pagar to get themselves ready for the second half.
Young Lions will be definitely happy to come into the half-time with the lead. So definitely they'll just try to get the time running and hoping that they'll be coming out tops into the second half.
They did take the lead against Tanjong Pagar United earlier this season, and they got beat 5-1 overall. It was 1-1 at half-time there, so if they can go in 1-0 up, that will really give them a boost. Deval cushions it wide. Fatullah. Zanivio with time and space, checks back. Zanivio! Another big save, but this time it is Wan Mabud who does well to push that behind for another corner.
Great work by Zanivio. I think he made something out of nothing, to be honest. He cut inside of Amish Hafiz and he lashed out a low shot, and it was actually quite difficult for Izwan to put it out because the ball was actually quite awkward for Izwan as it's slipping through the pitch.
Corner fired in, free header, no. Good header away from Mendonca, not far enough though. And now Mendonca somehow fortuitously gets the ball. He's only got to look up, and he does. Great ball in for Abner Vinicius. Back to Mendonca, big save again. Zaiful Nizam, what an important stop that was. Danger not clear yet though. Gone one up against Geylang and Balestier as well. Both of those games it was 1-1 at half-time. The Young Lions, so 3 times they've gone in front this season, but they've never managed to take all 3 points. Be interesting to see how they cope with the second 45 minutes. Spence clips it in, decent ball. Is he offside? Flag stays down. Mendonca squares it. Simple tapping, but the flag does go up. Amir Shafis. Was it him or was it Mendonca that was offside? Again, the players' reaction tell you that they know. There's no arguing at all, so it's not even going to be close. Normally you find that. Remember, you used to have a little bark if you felt that you were onside. There you go, clearly offside. Went that fraction early. 8 minutes then of time added on at the end of the first 45. A lot of it was looking at whether or not that was a red card for Rehan Rahman. Rahman looking to get away with that one, but it was the right decision in the end. That's not the best ball played out wide, looking for Cheryl. Cheryl was never going to get hold of that one. Andrew out, fires that one inside. Mendonca does well to hold that one up, but then misplaces the pass, and it allows Zanivio to come forwards. Cleared by Kieran Teo, not far enough. Rehan tried the big switch, easy cushion header from Spence. And Abner Vinicius tries to keep the ball moving. Zanivio tracking back in again. Touch sloppy from both. Still time for Tanjong Pagar to nick one back here. Aaron Evans goes forward. No one closed him down. Took a little bit too long to decide to take that shot. Deval feds it through. Real great ball. Nishikawa rolls the woodwork. That was close, and that was very well played Well, nearly a little bit of late drama right at the end of this first half. Ball fist forwards. Couldn't get it under control. Overturned it again. Here is Estevez. Checks back inside. Goes for goal himself. Just got underneath that a little bit too much. And the young Lions will take their time with this one. What a great move that was, though, and how close was Sode Nishikawa to this? This was the break at the other end. And Vinicius bearing down and finding Mendonca, and again up to task was Zaiful Nizam. Here's Spence. Look for the little give and go. Easily cut out, but well read by the young Lions to win it back. Harith. That one wasn't the best ball. Zanivio breaking forwards on the right-hand side. Fatulak making the run in behind as well. Still Zanivio. Almost time to blow the whistle for half-time. Debal. Bruno Debal fires that one in, gets it back. Zanivio. Still Zanivio. Zanivio! Yes! Zanivio with a stunning strike 5 seconds before the 8 minutes of time added on. What a goal that is! Well, we said we always get drama and late drama at halves here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. And the young Lions, who got in front again in the first half, get pegged back at half-time by a stunning, stunning strike.
What a big, big goal that is for Zanivio. Purely magical, to be honest. The way he cut the ball back and put Andrew out on the ground, and how he curled it into the top right-hand corner with Izon not being able to see the ball at all. So it was definitely a good individual goal as well for him. And it's going to boost their confidence into the half-time.
Well, they had been in front. This was the 4th time they've been in front in a game in the SPL this season. And all 4 occasions they've been pegged back at half-time. You have to say Tanjong Pagar had pressed high up the field of play and forced the issue for that 45 minutes. But the young Lions will feel a little bit aggrieved that they go in at half-time all square. From the Jalan Besar Stadium at half-time, it's the young Lions 1, Tanjong Pagar United 1. Welcome back to the Jalan Besar Stadium. It is 1-1 then. The Young Lions still unable to be in front at half-time. It was the last kick of the first half that made sure it's Tanjong Pagar that have fought their way back into this. But what a first 45 minutes we had. Free kick for Tanjong Pagar early doors, and Izwan Mahmud called into action.
Yeah, I think it was a good chance for Tanjong Pagar, a good free kick, but it wasn't good enough to beat Izwan Mahmud in goal.
That was one for the cameras there, wasn't it, for Izwan Mahmud? He stayed in the air for about 3 seconds. But then just about 20 minutes after that, this was the opening goal. Lovely, lovely ball threaded through from Andy Rivki. And Mendonca showed his class there.
I think the ball through from Andy Rivki was really class, and I think Mendonca in front of goal, having that composure is definitely something that not many strikers have, and he had that.
This is when the game started to open up. It was literally from the 26th minute onwards. Another look at that lovely piece of skill. Just a feint to outfox Zaiful Nizam. And he slotted that one home. Just 5 minutes later, though, Mendonca again got fortuitous here. Ball just ricocheted into his path. No one reacted in the Tanjong Pagar defence except the young man in goal, Zaiful Nizam, a young 38-year-old.
Oh, definitely you could see the class of Zaiful Nizam at that point of time. He could actually spring that save into him, and he was actually going on the other side, but the ball was being put by Sergio Mendonca. Definitely the ball didn't have much power, but it took a lot of effort from Zaiful as well.
Emilio Estevez went close, whipping this one in, trying to find that top corner, but this time it was Izwan Mahmud who was up to task.
He was probably the best of their set pieces, and I think he actually had to make Izwan Mahmud work a little there.
Izwan Mahmud has been the busier of the two keepers with the saves. Zanivio again bringing the best out, and quite comfortable for Izwan Mahmud going down to his left-hand side.
I think Zanivio has been the bright spot for Tanjong Pagar all this first half, especially in the attacking side. He's been trying to do something, and there you go, he's creating some shots.
It has been a half for goalkeepers. Abner Vinicius got that one out of his feet, lovely, really, really well, and then just fed it back into Sergio Mendonca, who thought he'd scored again, but yet again the youngster, 38-year-old Zaiful Nizam, another good stave.
Again, in a game where you can actually spring these two big saves, you definitely would expect the team to win. So I think the whole team really is going to owe this one to Zaiful Nizam.
That was 3 minutes into stoppage time, and then 6 minutes into stoppage time, Nishikawa did that, rattled the woodwork.
Great ball played through by Bruno Dybala to Nishikawa. And he did everything right except for getting the ball a little bit lower.
You talk about people doing things right. How about this? Just watch. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning from Zanivio.
Oh, this is a huge stunner, to be honest. The quality that Zanivio has, you know, he's going to be able to be good on the ball, and the technique of the shot, especially the curler, and Izwan had no chance against him.
Absolutely no chance. That was a beautiful angle as well, because you could see he started it outside the post and brought it back in. That was the last kick of the half. 53% possession then for the Young Lions. 8 attempts and 4 on target for Tanjong Pagar. 50%'s not bad. But when you've got a 100% record the other way with the Young Lions, they might expect a little bit more. Only 5 corners for Tanjong Pagar, but 0 for the Young Lions. Just tells you that maybe Tanjong Pagar have had the lion's share of that first 45. So match week 8 is coming up, and that's going to happen with Hougang taking on the Young Lions from the Bishan Stadium on Friday, the 30th of January. BG Tamanese Rovers will take on Tanjong Pagar on the 31st. And then the Lion City Sailors, can they go 8 for 8? They'll take on Balestier. And rounding off match week 8 will be Albirex Niigata taking on Geylang International. Second half coming up very, very shortly, and it should be thoroughly entertaining. If it's anything to go by, that first 45 minutes, stay with us. Young Lions 1, Tanjong Pagar United 1. Very warm welcome back to the Jalan Besar Stadium. The Young Lions being held by Tanjong Pagar United. 1-1 at the moment, and the reason we say being held, they look good. They could have had 2 or 3 in that first half, but didn't capitalise, and Tanjong Pagar scored with the last kick of the half. Young Lions have been in front 4 times so far this season in the first half, and because of that last second goal, it's the 4th time that it's 1-1 at half-time for them, and they've gone on to lose those games in the second 45 minutes. So it's going to be a tough ask for them, isn't it? Adam Swandi joins me in the commentary position. Adam, surely that plays a little bit of a mental role as well. You know, you're 1-0 up, you go in and you think that you can get through to half-time. You can see with that last kick of the half, mentally, is that going to affect them?
I think definitely it's going to affect them, especially coming into half-time, having dropped the game at half-time, and considering the goal at the last minute of the first half, it's going to take a lot of toll on them, and especially being on top of the game for a couple of games as well, and losing it at the end, it's gonna be going around in their heads. And I think for Tanjong Pagar, it's only gonna be good for them now. They are probably on a high now, and especially higher than Young Lions at this point. So the game's gonna be brought over by Tanjong Pagar now to Young Lions.
Question is can they dig deep? That man there, Sergio Mendonca, has brought 2 brilliant saves out of Zaiful Nizam, who's turned the clock back tonight with his performance. A couple of real top draw saves. And Mendonca could have had a first half hat-trick. And as we said during that first half, when you get those chances and the opportunities that come along and you don't take them, you can get punished. And that is exactly what has happened there at the end of this first half.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think Sergio Mendonca at least has to put in one of the 2 other chances that he had to actually give that sort of confidence and, you know, a bit of breathing space for Young Lions at that point. Because if he were to put any of the goals in, it would be 2-0 at that point, and it's going to be a bit difficult for Tanjong Pagar to try to find their ways back into the game. But now Tanjong Pagar has scored the equalizer, and the game is technically on for both sides. And I think Tanjong Pagar is going to come out as the stronger side now.
It's a total different team talk as well for Norlam Shah, isn't it? He's gone in there 1-0 down at half-time, and he's thinking, how do I get the players back up and how do I get them going? They score that goal, and he has to react to his players then at half-time because it's a total different mood.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think that Noor Alam Shah was prepared to actually give them a scolding, to be honest. And then once that goal was scored, it's definitely going to just ride on the positivity that the team has done. So it's going to be really good. I think the atmosphere will be really good in the Tanjong Pagar dressing room now. Of course, it would be better if they were leading, but I think coming into 1-1 at halftime with the last-minute equalizer will definitely be a big confidence booster for them.
Here we go again with the kick-off. They'll kick this one out of play. Oh, no, they've mixed this one up a little bit. They've decided to come the other way and give it to Zanivio. Why not? The way that he has performed and the way that he scored his goal right at the end of that first half, he'll be absolutely buoyed by that one. It's his first goal of the season. What a way to score it, and what a time to score it as well. The last kick of the half. Nishikawa looking to get behind. Goal kick awarded. No complaints there from Nishikawa. Young Lions electing to play out from the back, and again that high press that we're seeing straight from the get-go, and they've conceded possession, which has allowed Tanjong Pagar to come forward straight away. Well, one from Zanivio there. Ryan. It was because of him that we had 8 minutes of stoppage time at the end of that first half. A big, strong challenge coming in, and Harith Danish did catch him. The referee wanting to have a good long look at that. Dabaya is in there. Estevez with, well, what can only be described as a clumsy little foul, a little nudge in the back. In fact, that was actually Fatullah that had got forwards into that position. Big switch. Quintio trying to change the focal point of attack. Andrew out getting on the ball as well. Better playing through the lines. Derevki playing that one out wide. Harry Spence coming in and making sure it goes down the left-hand side. Amir Safis and Vinicius keeps the ball moving. It's Andrew Howe again. Has time and space to move into. Harry Spence. Nice little reverse pass round the corner. Lee Chan Woo not being outfoxed on that occasion by Mendonca. Spence wanted the give and go. That's a poor possession given away far too cheaply. Debal skipped past the initial challenge there of Joylson. A big lunge in from the 22-year-old Brazilian. Debal dropping deep this time. Clipped over the top. Possession kept. Estevez playing it wide. Zenivio the target, but headed away from Amir. A little bit too much pace on that one from Harit Danish. There's the hero at the moment, Saiful Nizam. Two big saves in that first half to deny the Young Lions a bigger advantage at half-time. Zenivio. Challenge from behind from Luth Harith. Played quickly, but the referee wants to give a yellow card. So the 17-year-old goes into the book.
Or nothing too malicious. I think it's just being a little bit late for the challenge and unlucky for Luth Harith that he got picked off the booking for that kind of challenge, actually.
Yeah, just caught him, if anything. Just caught the trailing leg just slightly when he went in. But it's a dangerous position. Estevez has already hit the woodwork from a free kick in a wide area, so we know he can deliver quality into the box. Channel over this one as well. Will they swing it in, or are they going to swing it out? What they're looking at, if he's made the decision of a free kick and a yellow card. Well, we are going to have a little look at the monitor here. I'm not convinced with that one. The first one, yes. There, look, he's just caught him. He's running in to try and challenge him. He's not deliberately gone to rake him and catch him. That's why I said he did just catch him. And you can see there's there's nothing in that.
And like you said just now, you could see from the reaction of all the other players, it was nothing much, just being late to put a challenge in and just unluckily clipping him.
Well, this isn't going to take 5 minutes to decide. Everybody knows that that's just going to be a yellow card, right?
Yeah, but I think the referee doesn't want to make any more mistakes now, so he's going to take his time to actually decide on what's the best outcome of the challenge.
But look, he's not even kicked out at him. He's just gone to try that. He's trying to put his foot down, and it's just because Zanivio has been clever. And I mean, it's actually a poor first touch there. It's the second touch that takes it away, and that's where he's gone in to try and find his footing. No, that's. I don't think there'll be too much given on that one. I think we'll just play on.
But the referee seems to like he has other ideas. He's still looking at the review now.
But he hasn't kicked out. There's no kick out. There's no malice. There's nothing. I mean, as a defender, you would naturally and instinctively go and close. I say this is all done and dusted. This is just going to be play on. That's not going to be a red card, even though the fans are trying to gear up for that. Yep, play on. There you go. We saw that after the first play. Estevez with the ball in. Isran Mahmoud just plucks that one out of the sky. A little bit silly there from Fatullah. Was at the Young Lions last year. Didn't play as much as he would have liked. Had 49 games for Tanjong Pagar, going from 2021 to 2023. Knew exactly what he was doing there. So the fourth player to go into the book today. So we may well have drama right at the end of this game as well, with lots of stoppage time. Spence does well to fight, battle and win it back. It's dispossessed there. Does look as though Mendonca has a bit of an issue. So the referee's going to stop this. And again, we had stop-start in the first 10 minutes of the game, didn't we? But that was through niggly, silly little fouls. This is players going down with injuries or checking VAR, so it's slightly different. It's not going to be good if the big man stays down. They do have Nicholas Beninga on the bench, the 19-year-old. That's just a limp and he's gone to ground. There was nothing in and around him. I feel that that one may be a bit of a muscular issue then. Unless he's had a little pull or a tweak of an Achilles or something like that, a little stamp of the foot. That's normally helps.
But nothing magic spray can help.
Exactly. Do you know what it was? It used to be the magic sponge as well. And when it used to be cold and it'd be in the winter in England, if ever you went down, you didn't want the magic sponge. Your ankle just used to freeze. I'm sure he's okay. He's allowed back onto the field of play now. And Vinicius helps that one on. The two central midfielders that are in the book for Tanjong Pagar, so they do need to be careful. So Mahmoud finds Andrew out. Good battling and good winning it back for the Young Lions. Vinicius, well, absolutely drills that one into the corner. Just needed to roll that one. That came off his foot with far too much pace.
I think he had a lot of options up there with Amir Shafiz running down the left flank, and Harry Spence on the other side, and he just decided to make a big mess out of it.
Well, they're happy to allow Zaiful Nizam to have the ball. Now Tanjong Pagar decide and elect to push a little bit higher up the field. Pings it out wide, looking for Zanivio. Comfortable and easily dealt with, though, by Lutharith. Almost threading that one through. Abner Vinicius loses out. Mendonca plays on. Andrew out, fires it wide. Harry Spence tries to fire that one into the box. Danish wins it back and keeps it moving. Abner Vinicius, Mendonca. Mendonca on the turn. Flag's gone up for offside, though. These two sides haven't drawn at all this season so far. 1 win, 5 losses for Tanjong Pagar. 6 losses, of course, for the Young Lions. In fact, we've only had 3 draws all season. One of those was Tampines against Balestier. And that was back in October, so it was the opening couple of rounds where we had the draws. It just shows that everybody seems to be going for it and going for bust, and it's either win or lose. Abner Vinicius finds Amir Shafi's. He delivers, headed away. Fatullah helps it on. Amir Shafi's wanting the free kick, not given. We are going to have a change. Daniel comes on. Daniel Ukal, another 17-year-old. Ruth Harris comes off as well.
Number 5, Enrico Silva. 46,
So Enrico Ormath comes on.
Daniel Ukayo.
Enrico Silveria is the man coming on. Danny Ukal as well. Launched away, anywhere will do at the moment. Trying to play this through. Nice ball clipped in. Mendonca! Oh, it's a free header from 4 yards out, and he's put the header wide. What a chance that was. My, oh my. He has to score there, surely.
Another chance gone begging by Mendonca. I think the work done by Harry Spence was brilliant to put the ball right into the penalty box, into the penalty area, and I think he just had to redirect the ball into the goal. It's been the third time that he's missed at point blank distance, to be honest.
What a chance that was. Well, they're only going to have themselves to blame here if they don't get something from the game. Ball fired in deep, and this time just pushed away from Amir Safis. Patience needed. Amir Safis put off in the end by Zanivio. Nishikawa is coming off. Nakadin Yunos is the man that's coming on. Been a little bit disappointing today, Nishikawa. Apart from hitting the woodwork, that was the biggest contribution he had in that first half. Straight away into the thick of the action, Nakadin. Nakadin closes down. Kieran Teo comes away with the ball, and it's a little bit lucky there. Hitting the backside of Emilio Estevez. Time and space now for Harith. Harith tried the cute little reverse ball, but couldn't see it all the way through, and it was picked up by Lee Chan-woo. Nice ball played down into the channel, looking for Estevez again. Good defending though, Kieran Teo. Came a long way across to deal with that. And more corners going in favour of Tanjong Pagar.
I think the substitution of Nakyudin Yunus for Shoda Nishikawa is a perfect one, because we all know Nakyudin Yunus, who's really packed with pace, and he's someone who's really brave to take on his players on the wing. So I think it's going to add a slightly different dynamic to the team from the 65th minute onwards now.
Corner whipped in again, straight into the hands of Iswan Mahmoud. Everyone back on that occasion for the Young Lions. That's a clever little ball out from Iswan Mahmoud. And Vinicius just trying to keep possession. Daniel Lukal just trying to play that one up the line. Another 17-year-old cutting his teeth with these Young Lions. Abner Vinicius keeps it simple. Enrico helps it on. Harry Spence gets it back. Harry Spence, twisting, turning, creates a yard. I think that was a little bit further away than what it looked from where our vantage point is. See where the ball landed, which was outside the 6-yard box.
The build-up play was incredible. It was a give and go with Harith Danish, and he managed to wiggle his through to get a sight on target, to get a sight of the goal, but unfortunately his shot went really wide, and I think a chance gone begging for them as well.
I like that. His shot went really wide. It's a good job we didn't have a reverse angle of that, because we'd have seen it was very, very wide, to be fair. Time and space for Estevez, who's dropped that little bit deeper to try and get on the ball. Bala, Estevez. The ball fired it in. Ball bouncing and bobbling around, knackered in. They're asking for a handball there. I don't know how much was of that. Play continues with Zanivio. Clumsy little challenge, Andy Revke. Zanivio showing his trickery there. And told to get back to his feet pretty quickly as well from the referee.
Zanivio Mota, definitely, he's been the bright spot for Tanjong Pagar tonight, this evening. I think no one can take that away from him, and if I want to see another stunner, I think it's going to come on from him.
Who knows? We'll find out. We've still got 22 minutes left plus stoppage time. Let's see what ball Bruno Debal can put in here. Debal delivers, headed away only as far as Nakadin. He tries from range, and again another one that goes way off target. He knows it as well, just apologising to his teammates. Teo put under pressure there by his own teammates. Managed to win back the second ball as well. Vinicius. Well, we heard the screams from up here, but play allowed to continue. He got up and looked at the referee. Rehan finds the ball. Zanivio, Debal, time and space, puts a decent ball into that far post area. Flicked away, not far enough though from Enrico. Ball fired in. Easy pickings again for Iswan Mahmoud. See, this is the problem. He looked up at the referee and then started carrying on, acting injured. That's why the referee didn't stop it straight away. I mean, that's just the coming together, right?
I think there was nothing wrong with the challenge. It was just a little hard, but nothing wrong with it.
You can't turn around to the referee and start complaining and then expect a foul when it's not given. You've got to get back up and get on with things. Evans having a few words there with the fourth official. Just asking a question or two. Will we have a winner? That's going to be the big question.
I think the pressure's on Tanjong Pagar now to actually find the winner, because they come into these games as definitely the favourites to win. But I think at this point of time, Tanjong Pagar has been the better of the both sides, and seems like they're going to get the goal. But you'll never know, because Young Lions, they always spring some surprises when they're on their counter-attack.
Well, we heard Norlan Shah talk before the game about how they haven't taken this lightly. Purely and simply, they know that the Young Lions haven't won a game so far this season, and they don't want to be the first to go down to that. Again, given away, but they did well to win it back. Little nudge in the back. Vinicius, the man that went to ground. Keeping the ball well, though. Harry Spence trying to work some magic over on that far side. Donker could have headed it, tried to take it down on his chest. Abner Vinicius. Harry Spence. Gets blocked out by the black and white shirts, but conjures up another opportunity to deliver. Can't get the header away towards goal. Good pressing in and around that box, though, from the Young Lions. We are going to have a change. Fatullah is going to go out. Sahel Sahaimi is coming in. Just trying to weave his magic there, Harry Spence. Should have headed that one there. I mean, it was just the right height for him, wasn't it?
I think Harry did a lot of work down there to actually shrug his markers off. And yep, I think he should have taken it the first time that he had the chance to hit it on.
Hit it back where it came from, because you could see Saiful Nizam scurrying across his goal there. There's confirmation of the substitution. Abner Vinicius pushing forward again. Lovely ball. Harry Spence through on goal. Good save again from Saiful Nizam. Ball just launched up in the air. The ball being asked to chase it down. Kieran Teo went to go and get it, but couldn't. The ball sensibly checks back and tries to keep possession. The angle was slightly against him there.
I think his first touch put him off. You know, he didn't get the ball right in front of his feet, but he still managed to get a shot away. But nothing's gonna be too difficult for Tanjong Pagar's custodian there.
And Spence again involved, and the shot high and wide, and was that a kick of the floor first? Harry Spence has gone down. A couple of players have gone down. Well, 6-7 games into the season, you don't normally see a cramp after the first 2 or 3 rounds. One that's been annoying me lately is goalkeepers that go down with cramp. I had a great conversation with the former Oxford United coach. He was coaching out in India, and his goalkeeper went down. He turned around to me from the bench and said, "I've got no idea what's wrong with him." There's that shot, and there you can see quite high and wide. Yeah, that's a long, long way away. Back to his feet, though. And it's Danish, the 17-year-old, as we mentioned. Harry Spence seems to be back to his feet. Ballooned in. No real opportunity or chance there. Looks like they are going to make another change. AJ Robson. Looks as though he's going to be coming on. As well, he's going to be given a chance. So the changes are coming now.
Substitution for the Young Lions. Coming off the pitch, number 4, Robert Bunch, being replaced by number 6, AJ Robson.
Decent ball fired in, but easy pickings in the end. No problems for the keeper. There's Danish and Spence go off. And it's Spence. Again, it's playing out from the back. I told you it's not all it's cracked up to be. Tanjong Pagar still pressing high up the field of play. Zanivio whips one in, flicked away. An important little touch as well, but only as far as the ball. He keeps possession. Not the best ball floated in, and not the best clearance either from Jawson. Pushed away. Tried it again. Nakudin was in there. Couldn't get the touch that he wanted. That's just turning into one of those games, isn't it, at the moment? Comfortable, easy header for Aaron Evans. Nakudin. Couldn't find the right telling cross. The ball dropping deeper and deeper as the game goes on into the last 10 minutes. Still 1-1. Happy to keep the ball. Evans fires that one out wide. Zanivio looks for the give and go. Lovely little turn. Zanivio had to stretch to get there, and now the Young Lions can look to come forwards. Vinicius.
Well, we could see Tanjong Pagar now actually trying to force the game for them to score the goals, because they've been pushing all their players up front and they've been pressing really high, especially the moment they lost the ball. They've been going with numbers, and I think definitely they're going to be the one who's going to be coming out on top after the game.
Is this game going to be won and lost? Mendonca holds on to it, holds off the challenge, but there aren't as many red shirts going forwards. He's offside. Play will continue though. Again, one of the initiatives globally is about ball in play, rather than stop starting and having free kicks, and keep the game moving, because it went straight through to the goalkeeper. cushion header away. They are starting to assert themselves here now. Sahil keeps it simple. Debal looks to take the throw in. That's a nice effort. Very nice effort and a good save as well from Iswan Mahmoud. Play from Emilio Estevez to create and conjure that opportunity. AJ, big switch from him. That's a lovely ball as well. Very clever ball. No one there going and closing down. And Inga tried to feed it through to Sergio Mendonca. They win the throw in high up the field of play. Here it is again. Good work from Emilio Estevez, and comfortable again. A nice comfortable height for the keeper.
Yeah, great effort by Emilio Estevez, because we haven't seen any effort for the past couple of minutes, and I think it's really good to see players like Estevez trying to take the responsibility into their own hands to make something happen, because Tanjong Pagar has definitely been pushing. They've been pushing their whole team up front, and Young Lions, they've been actually going back into their goal more and more, and their defensive line, when they're defending, you can actually see that they've been really low. They are on a really low block now, and they have been actually honestly just trying to go on counter-attacks for the past few minutes.
Oh, we'll probably end up having about 10-12 minutes of time added on at the end of this one. And the Korean Lee Chan-woo is the man that's gone down on this occasion. So we will play on. Mendonca on the turn. The angle right against him, though. That would have been a wonder goal had that gone in. Has worked hard up front, Mendonca.
Definitely, he's worked really hard. I think along with Abner Vinicius, they've been running all around the Tanjong Pagar's defense, and they've been trying to make it work for the team. But in the end, he's actually lost quite a number of chances. I think 3 chances we've seen that he actually could have made Young Lions take the lead.
Yeah, that header was the one, wasn't it? That was the one in the second half. Should have scored there. Free kick goes in favour of the Young Lions. Come on, time for you to earn your money now. Is anyone going to win this game?
It's really tough for me to say, but I think I'll put my money on Young Lions.
Put your money on the Young Lions. Well, let's see what happens, if anything will happen at the end of this one. Aaron Evans just pushing that ball forwards. The ball gets it, has time. Not the best ball from Zanivio that he played forwards. They got away with it though. Kieran Teo a bit too keen, I think. Gets a yellow card for his troubles there. It was just the two arms shoving in the back, not one.
Yeah, I think he's just too overzealous on trying to get the ball there. But you know that as an attacker, when you're facing your back towards the goal, you can't do anything much. But just play the ball back, and then now you get yourself a booking.
Not only that, you've turned around. You put your side under a little bit of pressure here. There's the foul count, pretty even. A little bit of hugging going on. Estevez and Sharrell standing over the ball. A little touch and the ball whipped in, but easily dealt with by Kieran Teo. Nice little turn as well for Abner Vinicius. They do have red shirts pouring forwards here now. Once again, Mr. Reliable in goal. Comes out and clears his lines. He'd actually be in the running for the man of the match.
I think he's definitely my man of the match. He kept the game going for Tanjong Pagar with his 2 big saves, I think.
Game's not over yet. Will there be a sting in the tail? There will be, with the time that gets added on at the end. We're hearing that there'll be 8 minutes of time that will be added on at the end of the 90. Saying that he was going in to win the ball. AJ Robson not happy, being told to calm down, not only by the referee, but we can hear the bench screaming in front of us as well. Don't want to pick up a needless, silly yellow card for nothing, do you? So Marbud just floats on forwards, and the Korean Lee Chan-woo wins the header. Can't win that second ball in the middle of the park though, where the battle's going on. This could be Young Lions' first point of the season. There you go, 8 minutes of time added on. Aaron Evans, sorry, getting caught the wrong side there. Should know better with his experience. He goes into the book as well. Such a silly decision from the defender. Trying to nick it in front rather than staying behind. He knew, straight away he knew. Did have 6 years in Indonesia as well. Aaron Evans. Abner Vinicius finds it right to the far post, headed back across, but not the best clearance. Out back, possession kept by Kieran Teo. Abner Vinicius straight into the face. That's good defending. I think that might have knocked him out. That was absolutely flush. I've not seen a ball struck like that that's been caught as flush as that, right on the chin. Ever. And I mean that, ever.
Doesn't look too good for Rahan Rahman. Doesn't look like he's responding well.
Nice move in, so that's okay. That was completely flush. You watch this there, bang. It's got him right on the chin. Vinicius striking that ball, and that must have felt like being punched in the chin by Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, it's nothing too serious for Ryan Rahman, but this is something that's really actually that needs to take a lot of precaution because it's regarding the head and it's really dangerous, you know.
He's back to his feet, so just seem to be okay. Just be thankful that the balls that you play with now are lighter weighted and they are totally different. Just seem to be all right. Look, he's gingerly back to his feet. Look, a little smile on his face. He's okay. Are they going to take him off? That's the question. Look, he's running off now. He's fine. He won't want to come off. But I think erring on the edge of caution, Nolam Shah does replace him just to be safe. Azim Akbar will come in instead. Ball clipped over the top, and again Meninga looking to get there but couldn't. We had very, very late drama at the end of the first half. We're going to have very, very late drama here at the end of the second as well. And if you remember, there was 8 minutes of time added on at the end of the first 45. So Nivio, Nakadin is in here. Nakadin with the layoff. The strike comes in, it's ricocheted forwards from Sharrell. Easy for Iswan Mahmoud. Been called into action a little bit tonight and pulled off a couple of good saves. Battling and fighting away, Mendonca again. Here is Azim Akbar. Just wonder if both sides may settle for the draw. Evans fires it wide. Zanivio crosses in straight into the hands of Iswan Mahmoud. Launches this one out, this time with the overarm. Debal closing down. No nonsense defending from Kieran Teo. We may have seen him try and keep the ball there, and sometimes when you do that, you can get your shape back, and that's exactly what the Young Lions have done here right at the end. They will not want to concede. It would be heartbreak for them. Debal, what a strike. They're asking for the handball. Headed away in the end from Jolson. That's gone out of play. They are having a little look at this. We said about drama, didn't we? Yellow card being shown as well. Let's have a look. There's the strike. No, it's hit him right on the apex there of the shoulder and the arm. That's never been a handball in a month of Sundays. They do have to check and they do have to look at it, though. We're lucky that we get the replays quicker. Obviously, the officials down there do have to have a good look and a good check. And while that's all been going on, Enrico Silveriak goes into the book. A little bit of holding. It was about this time at the end of the first half where we saw a little bit of magic. Will we see a little bit of magic right at the end of the game here? Solid header from Kieran Teo. Good strong challenge coming in as well, again from Joelson. Good work from AJ. Driving on and driving forwards. AJ pays it wide. Amir back to AJ. Couldn't take it in his stride. Well, there will be positives that both sides can take out of this game. There will be a few negatives as well, as there always is with any team. It doesn't matter if you're top of the table and you've won 7 and you are the Lion City Sailors. There'll be negatives in their performance that the referee will want, or the head coach would want to put right. I want to try and make the change, and it is going to be Abner Vinicius that comes off. Kalen Chong, 20-year-old, coming on. He'll be lucky if he gets 30 seconds of the game. And here we go, look, a goalkeeper down with cramp. They are on about stopping that, and what they're suggesting, this is just recently that's been in the news, if a goalkeeper goes down with cramp, that you will have to have one of your players leave the field of play for a minute or 2 minutes if it happens to a goalkeeper. You can't carry on a game when a goalkeeper is injured, and you can't take that risk. But to stop goalkeepers from feigning injuries and time wasting like this, they're on about you have to withdraw an outfield player for 2 minutes.
Well, I think that will be a good revision to the rule books, because then the goalkeepers can make full use of this opportunity. You know.
Listen, it is gamesmanship. It is time wasting. It's being professional, and you can see Norlam Shah not happy at all that his one Marbud's gone down like that. But you can't take the risk with goalkeepers. Well, we're now going into almost 10 minutes of time added on. And if you had cramp, you would not be able to kick the ball like that. He's launched it the length of the field of play. Mendonca found inside there to Amir Safi's. AJ does well. Here's Kalen, does get a touch of the ball. Kalen Chong just poked away to safety. Oh, what a turn that is. Brilliant. Absolutely stunning from Bruno Deval. Wanted the free kick, not given. And the young Lions look to come forwards and try and nick it right at the end as well. Amir Safi's big switch from him. Just hooked away. Azim Akbar wins the free kick. I'm going to try and get on with things quickly. There is very, very little time left, if any. Here's Azim again. Nakudin closed down quickly. There is the referee's whistle. So it's finished 1-1, and the Young Lions finally get themselves up and running for the season. They get their first point of the year.
I think definitely Young Lions will be most disappointed with themselves, because I think they have had better chances of both teams, and I think especially their number 9, their big number 9, Sergio Mendonca, he had 4 chances and he only put away 1. So I think definitely they have to go back to the training ground and start working on their finishing.
Mendonca it was in the 26th minute who took it and finished it off very, very coolly, but a little piece of magic from Zanivio. 8 minutes into time added on at the end of that first 45. A stunning goal where he outfoxed the defender, not once but twice, and then bent it into that far corner. Means that it's finished all square here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. It's finished the Young Lions 1, Tanjong Pagar United 1. Well, it could have been a lot worse for Tanjong Pagar. It could have been a lot worse for the Young Lions. It was a game that ebbed and flowed and that could have gone either way. The clearer-cut opportunities over the 90 minutes probably went the way of the Young Lions. This was the opening goal, and it happened in the 26th minute. And Mendonca with some nifty footwork. I think he'd been listening to the DJ because he'd been playing some banging tunes, but he took his goal exceptionally well.
I think the ball came in from Harif Rifki was perfect as well. And then Mendonca just had to put a bit of more composure up front and, decide to side foot the keeper a little bit and then put it into the empty net.
Lovely first touch, just that little shimmy there, just outfoxing Zaifunism, the only time that he got done tonight. But it didn't last that long because right on the stroke of half-time, in fact, this was the last kick of the first half. It's a stunning goal, no matter where you look at it, no matter what angle you look at it. A great piece of individual skill and a wonderful finish.
I think this goal definitely is going to be credited to him and only him. The way he dribbled the ball, the way he struck his defender off him, and look at the curve that he got in. Izwan Mahmoud had no chance.
Real piece of magic. This is the one that we're talking about, and you in particular, Adam. This is the chance that he should have scored. Great work out wide, and how he has missed the target from there.
Oh, I think the ball from Harry Spence was pinpoint. It was perfect, and he didn't have to do much. He didn't even have to move much. Mendonca only had to get the ball on target, and I think Zaiful would have been beaten. And Zaiful was lucky there as well.
He's flicked at it, hasn't he? That's the thing there, the flick, rather than just putting his head there and letting the ball hit his head. Harry Spence went close as well, but the angle was against him. But again, Zaiful Nizam with another big save.
Yeah, for Harry, this is a little bit of a tougher angle to get a shot on, and he got it on target, but nothing too much for Zaiful to handle.
And then towards the end, it was Tanjong Pagar, and it was Emilio Estevez that tucked inside. Doug Jink got the shot away, but comfortable in the end for the keeper.
Yeah, great shot. They've been pushing the whole game to actually get on top of Young Lions. And I think that was one of the better chances in the second half for them.
They'll be disappointed they didn't create a little bit more. They did have the lion's share, but only just. They had more attempts on goal, but only one shot on target from the Young Lions in the second half. Still that 50% ratio from Tanjong Pagar. Fouls are pretty even. The yellow cards are pretty even as well. But it's the only thing that matters is those two numbers at the very, very top of your screen that says Young Lions 1, Tanjong Pagar United 1. What does that do for the league standings? It means that Tanjong Pagar United go on to 4 points. The Young Lions finally get their first points of the season with that hard-fought 1-1 battle. Lion City Sailors, of course, sitting pretty at the top. 7 from 7. It's the perfect 7 for them. What does that mean then? Well, it means that match week 8 is coming around, and it's going to be Hougang that take on the Young Lions at the Bishan Stadium at 7:30 on Friday. On Saturday, PG Tampines Rovers will take on Tanjong Pagar United over at our Tampines hub, and then the Lion City Sailors will take on Balestier here at the Jalan Besar Stadium on Sunday. Monday night football sees Albrechts taking on Geylang International. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the game. It did give us some thrills and spills, but the most important thing is that the Young Lions finally get their first point of the season. It's finished here in the Singapore Premier League. The Young Lions 1, Tanjong Pagar United 1.